Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Saltsea Chronicles, where we have finally come back in touch with Maja and learned that she and Neshko had colluded in the past to have him bring the crew to her. I don't know how she's going to explain herself, but I feel like that's what she's about to do, so let's listen. What's happening? Molpe's head swings between Maja and Neshko and back again. Thank you? Ade whimpers in their sling. Molpe turns to Neshko. Who even are you? Neshko stares at the ground. Maja steps forward. Molpe, my love, there's so much I need to tell you. So much you need to hear. So much you need to tell me? It's about you, this, is it? Oh, it's about you, this, is it? Not the lover you abandoned? Huh? The crew you tricked into following you? The yaka in the nest you planted? What? What does that mean? Oh, like Neshko? She planted him as a spy? That's what that means, maybe? The friend who... Her voice chokes. The friend who died?
No.
Molpe, please. Did you stop at any moment to think about anyone else but yourself? Oh, poor baby. Ade's whimper rises to a wail. Molpe, I am not speaking to you. Ade's cries continue to pierce the air. Go on then, Maja. Say your piece. Maya's expression is genuinely sad. I wish it could have gone differently, Molpe. And your young friend. Their name was Kiddick. Kiddick, remember them. Maja bows her head. You're right to be angry, of course you are. She looks up at Molpe. There's fire in her eyes. Do you remember how I couldn't sleep? How you'd always wake and find me sitting by the shore? The baby kept you up. No, the dreams did. What I saw, then why didn't you tell me? You know, maybe this is the wrong time to notice this, but who is Ade's father? Do we just not know? Did they adopt Ade together, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Maya's voice stays level. Do you remember? We'd watched the sun rise together over the roost. And when I was thinking about all the sunrises we'd share, you were lying the whole time. Maja winces. I couldn't tell you what kept me awake. I couldn't. I wanted to. But I knew it would take me away from you. Every time I wanted to tell you, I thought, next time. And then, coward. The word lays between them, hard, irrefutable, solid. Neshko looks at their faces, afraid. I left my Nyarfoot charm for you and Ade. I hoped you'd understand. It's Ade's toy now, not giving it back. Maja takes a breath. Each night, every night, I dreamed the same thing. Death, disaster, destruction. I dreamed of a wave of waves. A second flood. It's coming, Molpe. There wasn't time to convince people. I don't know what that noise I just made was. Sorry about that. I'm gonna sip some tea. Clear out whatever the hell that was. I knew I had a solution, and I knew it was one people wouldn't be ready to hear. Now remember, she's going to bring about the wave of waves. That's what Stu saw. Although Molpe hasn't had the chance to talk to Stu about it, has she? Unfortunately. Oh, it did just occur to me, by the way. One of them could be trans. Simple solution. One of these two women. Characters in this game are open-minded about gender. Of course, that's an option. It was always an option. Why didn't I think of that? That could be where the baby came from. Anyway, I had to act. The world is literally ending. Sure, anything so you don't have to pay attention to the now. I believe her, Molpe. Molpe continues to focus her stare on Maja. Mm-hmm. The Ensolo fault is destabilizing. I know you've seen it. If my information is correct, you even got caught in a current connecting to it, a current that shouldn't have been there. The one that brought us to the scrapes, the one that Kiddick saved us from. It wasn't there until recently. It may take weeks, it may take months, but the fault is going to destabilize. And when it does, it will engulf everything. Storms, floods, nothing will be left. Molpe scoffs. Another flood? And you know this from what? A dream? The dreams are just part of it. Do you believe I'd do all this if I wasn't certain? Other dream sailors see it too. Look, this is why I couldn't tell you. It's not that I don't trust you. There just wasn't time. The people I gathered, they have the right knowledge. We've been developing solutions. And I bet they're all too in awe of you to challenge. We will stop the wave. We will save everyone. Hold on. Scroll back. The people I gathered. Maybe confirming something I have been suspecting for a bit. I just came up with it this morning, but this theory that Maja is Cays. Because if you've noticed, every time Cays' name has been mentioned in the log, in Ro's log, whenever someone's name is mentioned, even if we haven't met them before, a portrait of them will show up on the right. Every time Cays' name is mentioned, he's the only character who gets a question mark. A question mark on the side. With no face. Cays is Maja, I think. And now that you're here, we're ready. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. But now we can stop it with DeKelpie.
Molpe.
Join us. She can't. A pause. You always did make me feel like I could follow you anywhere. She looks at Neshko for the first time. I understand. And back to Maja. But when I think about what you've actually done, the choices you've made, there's what I want, then there's what I know is right. Maja is actually surprised. Then her expression hardens. But Molpe, you've already done the hard part. You've brought me my ship. I want you. But I need DeKelpie. The only ship I ever needed, patched together from pre-flood pieces. I remade it for one purpose. My team is fitting our engine now. She turns to Neshko. You tell her. Neshko can't look Molpe in the eye. He talks as if he were somewhere else. I was posted on Yarfi. Maja found me, recruited me, and then had to leave. Sooner than was ideal. She asked me to bring you, to make sure you and the ship found a way to her. You were already keen to find her. You didn't need much prodding. It couldn't be too quick, though. They needed time to prepare. Neshko glances at Maja. But then I got to know you. Saw how much you all cared. Each day as we got closer, it got harder. I was alone, and Maja had made me believe it was the right thing to do. That telling you the truth would complicate things.
Okay.
But then you all made me not feel alone, and enough. Poor Neshko. I understand Maja recruited him in a moment of weakness. It's not necessarily that he believes in this mission, he just wants to feel included. And we've met him. We know he's not a bad guy. He had some His fatal flaw is anger, and that's clearly not what's driving this. So I can believe that this comes from a good place. Secrets, lies, manipulation. That's how you do things. Why didn't you just tell us the truth? Oh, okay. That's not what I thought she believes it would do. Okay. Ade screams once, loudly, then falls quiet, as if astonished by their own noise. Our work here at the beacon had to be kept secret. You know what happens when a community isn't ready to hear the truth. You know what happened to me on Yarfi, my own home. They pushed me out just because of an experiment. An experiment in which all hands were lost. Maja isn't listening. They're all the same. They shut their ears and they shut you out. They only believe their inane superstitions. I couldn't risk that. Why? For what? Maja takes a breath. The device we have built is going to close the Insolo fault. We can do it, but we need a craft with a powerful engine to navigate it and an inbuilt drivetrain to take the engine. De Kelpie. De Kelpie is the ship that will sail us right into the center, and there we will stop the wave of waves. We're going to save everyone. And everything, all of it, will have been worth it. They will see, they'll all see. Molpe stares at Maja. And then there's nothing but noise and chaos. The rest of the crew appear. What now? Stu and Iris rush up, with Merle following a little way behind.
No.
They're going to destroy everything. A second flood. There's going to be a second flood. They thought it was going to save us, but it won't. It was on the... They think the answer is in the fault, but it's not. Merle is gasping for breath.
No.
We are very concerned indeed. All their words hang in the air. Maja smiles. Hello, everyone. Stu squints. Maja? Is it really you? Maja, are you okay? We're in danger, right? That's why you had to go? Iris. Iris isn't able to listen. Quick, before Cays finds us. Stu frowns. Maja, why aren't you talking? It's good to see you all. I'm glad you're here. Everything is going to be all right. Maya's voice carries such authority and reassurance, it's almost like Iris could forget everything that's happened before now. You deserve an explanation. Well, if it's Iris... Well, go on. They would accept. Iris looks from Molpe to Maja. What's going on? Maja spreads her arms wide. I'm sorry I had to leave you, but it will all make sense soon. There were places where I was needed more. So I asked Neshko here to bring you to me, and here you are. A pause. What? It's true. Neshko? I'm so sorry. The work we're doing here, it's for everyone. To save everyone. I don't understand. I fear I'm beginning to. Maja, you're scaring me. She didn't just choose to leave us. She had him drag us into it too. I wish I could have told you. You knew what had happened to Maja the whole time? Maya's smile becomes glassy and strange. Iris, please, you know me. Do we? Everything I've done for a good reason. Trust me on that. Iris stares at Maya's face, looking for something they can recognize. The Saltsea archipelago is in grave danger, but together we can save it. Stu shakes her head. I wish I could have told you, but the plan had to be secret. We couldn't risk anyone stopping us. Neshka looks tortured. The crew doesn't know how to respond. See? This is why I couldn't tell you earlier. I needed time to build it, to prove it. What have you done? Maja beams before she speaks. We're going to save everyone. We've reclaimed an engine to take us into the vault. We've built a cedar to change the skies. And now that DeKelpie is here, we can stop the wave. A gust of wind whips at Maya's hair. She's beautiful and terrifying. Cedar. An old idea. We use chemicals to change the weather. We send it up into the skies. The chemicals will stabilize the vault and stop the wave that would follow. That definitely sounds like it could cause the wave. DeKelpie is the only ship I ever found that can fit an engine of the size we need. The crew flinch at the word. The only way to get the power we need is to get to the heart of the vault. We will seed the skies. People have died. A flash across Maya's face. I know. I'm sorry. You're sorry. Sorry? I wish it hadn't happened. Of course I do. Her voice has turned hard. But there are bigger things at stake. Iris has been trying to push through their grief, but this is really too much. Stu steps in, trying to keep her voice steady. I don't know what Cays has told you, but this plan, it's dangerous. Cays has been lying to you. Maja, no. Your own people think it's not going to work. We just heard them. They've worked it out. Your plan won't calm the fault. They think it's your cedar, which is going to make everything worse. Bilge. Engines, Maja. Maja waves her hand dismissively. I've worked on this, checked my calculations 1,000 times. These foundationless spheres are exactly why I had to work in secret. You could still be wrong. Cays' calculations could be wrong. Maja isn't listening. Every one of you knows what it's like. Frowned upon for your interest in the past. Cast aside for not fitting in, not doing things their way. That's why I chose you all. Wind howls across the beacon. Join us. It's the only way. Molpe's voice rasps in her throat.
No.
Join you? Merle frowns. What if she's right? What if this was the only way? The only way? Perhaps we should examine the evidence. I think we've seen plenty. No more prevarication. Decide. Yeah, no thought. No hesitation there. There's nothing we can do. Why did I say that? There are things we can do. We have to stop it. Iris opens their mouth to speak, but before they can, the sky lights up, and a clap of thunder rolls across the beacon. It illuminates a tall figure, hair flying in the wind. Oh, Jayantha. I thought, Cays, maybe. Maybe Cays isn't Maja, but no, I think we're about to get that reveal. What now? Cays! The crew look around wildly. You. I followed them here. Cays allies all along, were you? Hush. He revealed from the folds of his robes a strange canister. Give that to me. The heart of our cedar. We worked on this together, didn't we? Thunder echoes across the bay. Maya's eyes are fixed on the canister. Jayantha, give it to me, now. Molpe gasps. Oh, no. Cays is Maja, or Maja is Cays. Iris looks from Jayantha to Maja, and back again. You're Cays, aren't you? No. Did the person I loved ever exist? Maja pushes her hair from her eyes. She's cracking. Her big reveal is not going as expected.
Mope.
Cays is just a name, a costume, a role. I'm going to be sick. Enough! This family drama is a sad little distraction. Maja, I will not let you take my glory. I am going to save Saltsea. I'm so glad I didn't take you along. I'm so glad Iris decided not to take you along. You creep. Everyone will finally appreciate me. Give me that ship. Is there anyone who can use force? Try force.
Hey!
It's our ship. Iris stands straight and squares up to Jayantha and Maja both. Neshko stands behind Iris, arms folded, admittedly a more convincing barrier. Maja runs a hand across her face. A lightning strike throws it into uncanny relief. You're in pain, Jai. I hurt you. I'm sorry. But you were with me once. Let's work together again. Jayantha wavers for a moment, then bares his teeth. Do you think I'll fall for that? Maja bares her teeth in return. She's losing control. Maybe you're telling the truth. Maybe you think this plan of yours can work. But too many other people think different. People have died, Maja. And even your people seem to think your plan is flawed, will do more harm than good. Maybe you found something, but you've tried to solve it in secrecy, alone. You're lost, my love. Maja, come back to us.
Listen.
You have to listen. This cedar will not help. The fire inside Maja dims. This, truthfully, is why she didn't confide in Mope. She finally wavers. I'm sure I'm right. Mope's hand reaches out, a reflex. She touches Maya's arm, and the touch is the moment Maya's resolve evaporates. My love, you're neither sure nor right. Jayantha's eyes dart about. No one speaks. There's just the sound of the wind, the sea, the storm. Then, Maja, I still believe it's real. The instability in the fault. There is something happening.
Yes.
We heard it. There is a genuine threat. I think we still have to do something, but together and with all of Saltsea on board. Maja hesitates. Jayantha has had enough. You'll never stop Cays. This supplication is another act. Cays is unhinged, hysterical, determined to play the hero. Or what is it? Maja, you say?
No.
You're not safe as long as that ship is nearby. His eyes dart from side to side. Give me to Kelpie. Save it from Maja. Merle lets out a dry laugh. Mope frowns at Jayantha and with a simple motion beckons the crew to one side. Neshko hesitates, but a curt nod from Mope tells him he's a part of them. I mean, I would still trust Maja over Jayantha of all people. He's shady. For now, if the choice comes between the two of them, I feel like I would go with Maja, but, I don't know. They huddle, with Maja and Jayantha left to one side. What do we do? There is going to be a flood. I believe that. As the crew confer, Maja and Jayantha keep eyeing one another. Neshko notices.
Hey!
If either of you makes a run for it, I will take you down. Mope looks at Maja, then at Neshko. I know my words are worth little. While I no longer believe that Maja has the answer, I do believe there's something coming. Very well, but what about these two? Based on what Iris and I heard via the radio, isn't there a real possibility the cedar is the more immediate threat? Mope nods.
Yes.
I think we have to get that thing as far away from here as possible. Neither of them should have both the cedar and the ship. I think we can talk her down, but having the ship around is still dangerous. How many cedars does she have? She could have backups.
Agreed.
We have to get to Kelpie away from her. But if we took it, we'd risk pursuit from the indigo-sailed ship. Neshko nods. It's a faster rig. It would catch us. But what? You want us to give it to Jayantha? Merle nods. In exchange for the cedar. I believe he only has one. Otherwise, why would he have fought Alice for it? And I'll bet Maja held back something on how to make it. She knows how to hold back. Iris says something, but a gust of wind steals it away. What did you say, kitten? They try again. We could sink DeKelpie. The words strike like lightning. She needs it to get to the place to, set off the device. Again, I would rather do that than give it to Jayantha. There's enough fuel here to make, an explosion. Blow up our ship. She said it's the only vessel that can go into the vault. Maybe that's our only choice. But what if we do need to? Jayantha barges in, patience worn out. Enough. You will let me take the ship.
Hey.
Mulpe, you can't. We need it. I will take it away from harm, solve all your problems. I'll even leave my cedar behind.
Mulpe.
Don't let him take DeKelpie. It's our home. The crew look at one another, racked with indecision. The wind whistles around them. Keep the ship out of all hands or let Jayantha take it away. Their home, Maya's plans, all lay at their feet. Which will it be? The crew are shocked by Neshko's betrayal. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Blow up the ship or give it to Jayantha. Ugh. This feels like it is a very big decision. I still am firmly on the do not trust Jayantha route. It would be tragic to lose DeKelpie completely, because that has been their home. But leaving it in the hands of a snake like Jayantha seems even worse. That would be an insult to the memory of their home and everything they've been through on it. So we're gonna blow up the ship. Out with a bang, abandoned ship. That's the achievement I got. They're rolling barrels of fuel to it, lighting it on fire, sinking the ship. The storm calms what is left in its wake. Surely not. Maja stands on the shore, her fists clenched, breathing heavily. All of this for nothing. My crew come in and turn on me. She tries to settle herself. I thought I was doing what was needed. They have to see that. I have to tell them. I have to show them my working. Yes, help them understand. I was just trying to help everyone. I just need them to see. I was going to put it all right, prove everyone wrong. She's confused now, a feeling she's unused to. I was going to help. The skeleton of DeKelpie lies strewn across the shoreline. The crew, dotted around, try to avoid looking at it. A crack of thunder pulls Maya's attention to the storm drifting away on the horizon. The Ensolo fault. Her heart races. What now? Maya's face is blank as she looks at the ship with the indigo sails. Cays' ship. Who's that? Hetty? Mescal? Where was Hetty from? Mescal, I remember, was from... Geez, I don't even remember. The float. The gardens. I don't remember where Hetty was from, though. The Yaka chirps on, blissfully unaware of the turmoil and tumult in the hearts of the beacon's human population. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff to do out here. What's in the caves? Oh, we're playing as Maja now. More people to look at here. An intermittent clattering fills the space, along with numerous loud grunts. Someone appears to be rearranging the clutter. Save what's precious. A technician is rummaging through the boxes, circuits, and cables, trying to rearrange them into an orderly configuration. Hermie, you're not recataloguing now. Look who it is. Captain Cays. Seems like you've been found out. Sunk your precious ship, didn't they? I am sorry. Don't sweet-talk me. Which language is this? I'm not sure. We could have lost everything. There's a reason we've kept this place quiet. You're right. I see it now. Hermie needs to unload. This place is our life's work, years of it. Hetty and I researched, traveled, schmoozed, haggled, stole. And now everyone in their wool kit knows about the place. Oh, we believed in you for a moment there. With so many people behind you, there had to be something to it. But it was all a mirage. I'm done with your chimeras, Cays. Done with it all. I think I might be too. Hermie stares at Maja, hard. I really admire what you both did here, you know? Hermie grunts skeptically. You saved all of this. This is knowledge. It's precious, not dangerous. All of it would have been lost without you. The tech here could help life across Saltsea be much better. Rusting right. Better communications, stronger buildings, more effective navigation, water reclamation. We just needed the time to work on it. To prove to people that the past wasn't all evil. You took that time. Never should have let you bring strangers here. Technically, I didn't bring them. They followed. Don't try that. You wanted them here. Wanted to do your big reveal. Maja exhales. Hermie, I'm sorry. Hermie is half convinced, but only half. I rallied you all because it was important. It still is, but I suppose I find it hard to trust in others, and that has obscured things, for me. I wish I believed you meant that. We still need to stop what's coming. Hermie turns back to the boxes of circuitry. There's no we. Okay, so Hermie and the other person, Hetty, they must be the ones who put together the beacon. I don't recall them having been taken from other places, like Mescal was. Mescal is alone, gazing at the remnants of DeKelpie with a lopsided smile. Mescal, old friend, you have always been loyal to our cause. Mescal turns to Maja, expression inscrutable. I feel as though I failed you. Will you accept my apology? Ah, not at all, not at all. It seems it was a failed, hypothesis. Will you return to Hiromi and Seiko? Those creeps? Mescal is barely able to contain his excitement. He must be a creep, too, just like them. Yes! Maja raises an eyebrow. Regrettably, I must return. Hiromi and Seiko, they need me. Maja breathes in before speaking. Hopefully they realize they do. I asked Hiromi to join me first. He turned me down. Mescal grimaces. Of course. I'm not giving up. There is much I need to work on. My goal is making the archipelago a better place, always. Why won't she see that? Mescal isn't really listening. Fair winds and following seas, friend. Mescal returns to staring at the remnants of the Kelpie, no longer smiling. Ooh, that's a cool design. Hetty scrambles over the engine, covering it up with a sheet. I love her eyes. She regards Maja nervously. We need to talk. I will not be taking your engine, Hetty. Hetty looks at Maja, incredulous. The plan failed. Maja narrows her eyes. Just like you wanted, right? The beacon is my home. You brought all this mess here. You did. We just care about the technology. Hetty is surprised by her sudden confidence, but doesn't hesitate. So yeah, she and the other guy, Hermie, they, live here. They created this place. This wave of yours. The one that will destroy us all. How do you know? Nothing from our investigations is conclusive. It's destabilizing, certainly. We need to address the threat it poses. But nothing indicated with certainty that interfering with it will help. I was sure it would. Why would we believe you? Why do you think that enough? The two of you, tinkering with tech you hardly understand. I was brave enough to use it. Maja composes herself. You were playing around. I gave you purpose. You enjoyed it. She struggles to summon Case's charisma. A moment. I apologize. Hetty is unfazed. When the wave comes, and it will come, this is the first place it will hit. I would pack up if I were you, just in case. Alright, so here are our options. Merle, Stu, Neshko, and the transmitter. Merle is over with Molpe. Let's start with Neshko. How it all began. Neshko stares at the shore as if in a trance. It was a good ship. Maja moves to stand next to him. You did a difficult thing, Neshko. But you did well. I am thankful. Neshko is silent. I had to leave certain details out, you understand. Neshko does not react. The truth was complicated, a burden. I just gave you all the information you needed in the moment. Neshko stares on as the tower behind him seethes with static. You were in my thoughts often, leaving your post on Yarfi. It can't have been easy. Maja deploys her sympathetic voice. What happened to your funny bird? Don't speak of Dora. Don't speak of what you cannot know. Neshko pauses. Then, I have been crumbling apart for so long. Like a poorly dried pot shoved in a kiln. Maja raises her eyebrows. Everyone could see I was wounded. But you chose to take advantage of it. Maja sighs. Now tell me how this was all part of some grand plan. You weren't ready for the truth, Neshko. Cays gave you a reason to follow. Maja tries to speak calmly but struggles. For a long time, dream sailing scared me. I had these visions of the Insolo Fault expanding, devouring the archipelago. I always knew it was me who had to stop it. Dreams can be interpreted in many ways. You made it sound like many, many clever people knew there was danger. That there is a clear course. But it was just you. Now, just a minute. You've lied enough. Stop. Neshko looks at Maja for the first time. The crew you didn't trust. The crew you didn't think were ready to hear you. They helped me. They gave me passage. They gave me space. They forgave me. They didn't use me. And they were ready to travel all the way here. For you, Maja. The two stand for a while, not talking, flooded in the static of the transmitter. I'm ashamed of what I did. He has nothing more for Maja. Neshko understands how Maja took advantage of him. Oh, good. Stu has been expecting this. Stu, you look None of that. Your sweet words won't tempt me, Yaka. Stu crosses her arms. Maja drops her smile and stares at Stu.
Hey.
You were so eager to join me. Your last great adventure, remember? Reckon you thought you were past it, but I knew different. Stu shakes her head.
Oh.
This isn't about me. People died. Kiddick died. All because you wanted to mess with things better left alone. I had to do something. Why you? Or should I call you Cays? No one paid attention to wild old Maja from Yarfi. But the Saltsea archipelago mobilized for the mysterious Cays. Stu balls her fists. Maybe you should have spoken to us first before playing dress-up. But no, and now you got a beautiful old ship blown up. Maja looks at Stu. It's been such a burden, Stu. Knowing disaster was looming, dreaming about it every night. Knowing that the remedy was too big for small minds to comprehend. Oh my god. She reminds me very much of all those big tech bros. She's very Elon Musk to me, you know? Thinking that, just because she, that technology is always the answer, more, bigger, better technology is always the answer, and she's the only one with the answers, you know? Feeling very entitled to be the one to save the day. That's the vibe I get from Maja. I'll tell you why you kept your secrets. Maja tries to speak, but there's no stopping Stu. You knew we'd question you. Dream sailing is all about interpretation. We would have made you stop and think. You wanted to be Cays. Always did. Feel important beyond your tiny island. Be the savior of the Saltsea archipelago, a hero, a legend. And you paid no mind to who you trampled on the way. The wave of waves was your excuse.
No.
I had you didn't have to lie. You chose to. Maja is done here. Stu blames Maja for Kiddick's death. But Stu lets some guilt go. Let's take a look at our issues. Oh, Kiddick is involved in that, apparently. Molpe, yeah. We got a lot of issues, and I feel like not a lot of them are going to be resolved. Because this feels like it's wrapping up. For the history books, Merle straightens up at Maya's approach. He's clearly uncomfortable. Merle, my friend. Always so composed, the devoted scholar. You taught me so much about our past. What I learned from you convinced me I had to do all this. There's a hint of desperation in her tone now. You, of all people, should understand. Merle stiffens. No. You are right in one way. A breath, he finds his feet.
Yes.
I am someone who values the past. And it teaches us a thing or two about the corrupted notion of heroism. You tried to be a hero, Maja. To take it all on yourself. People died, suffered, were harmed. Don't you feel the loss that has been churned up in your wake?
No.
There are not enough languages to curse you in. That must be Old Tongue. That's not one we ever saw before, this font. Maja hasn't heard Merle speak like that before. A moment, then. It's not just your fault. All that research, all the questions you asked. All the ones I didn't. You didn't do it alone. I should have intervened. Maja stares at Merle. Do you think I can't do good research without you? Of course you can. Maja begins to inch closer to Merle. I've learned so much since I left the roost. Geoengineering at its most advanced. Which you also know is often posited as a leading cause of the flood. I know you know this. Why would you just barrel ahead? You've seen the signs. You know what destruction is coming. Merle takes a step back, diffusing Maya's threat.
No.
Sources can have different interpretations.
Mm.
I will forgive you, Merle, all of you. When the consequences come, I hope you can forgive yourselves. What manipulation, Jesus. Maja thinks of DeKelpie.
Huh.
Though I'm not sure I will ever understand how someone like you could sink such a historical marvel.
Oh.
People are more important than historical artifacts. There is nothing left to say. Merle is disappointed in Maja. Yeah. Oh, more stuff in here. A speaker trills with clinks, whirs, and buzzes. A momentary introduction reveals it to be experimental music from Fort Alcazar. Who's this? Smithy? After several hours of nibbling their tails right the finish line, it is Rocha who crosses first and wins the Great Snold Race. But the race is not over. Who will be second? Always another plan. The screens flicker with a mesmerizing pattern. Smithy is enthralled. I don't remember where this guy came from. Smithy, I wanted to. Shh. Okay. Smithy. 5, 8, 13, 24, rust it. I want to apologize. 3, 5, 17, 53, bilge. I know you're disappointed. 2, 5, 14, 42, that's it. You worked so hard, Smithy. Smithy looks up, finally. The modulation algorithm you made for us was a thing of beauty. Smithy turns to Maja. It was the most sophisticated work of signal modification anyone ever made. I'm sorry, all that work. Perhaps it's for the best. What do you mean? These people, the new ones. They say we hurt people. Never wanted to hurt anyone. You didn't. You did excellent work. The work I did on your cedar? Exactly. Not sure. Not sure launching it into the fault would have been excellent. All that electrical charge? Unpredictable. We didn't test it. Couldn't test it. Unpredictable. Cascade effect. Exponential. Maja starts. But why didn't you say so, Smithy? Why didn't you speak up? You said everything would be all right. A long pause. Maja sighs. What will you do now? Go away from the fault? As far as I can. Home. Los Gatos. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got a cat on his hat. Makes sense. So we didn't hear about him going missing because you didn't go to Los Gatos, I guess. Stu's here, did you know? She talked to me. She's going to go home. To Miguel. She said she'd take me. Home sounds like a nice idea. I'm glad you have one to go to. Confronting Captain Cays. Iris has settled into a nest of cables and sheeting. They're listening to the radio, deftly turning the dials, seeking solace rather than signals.
Ah.
Iris. Iris adjusts their headphones, doesn't look up. Iris, please. Calmly but assuredly, Maja takes the headphones from Iris's head. Yuck. Iris does not resist. You have no idea what you did. And you want to talk? Maja sighs. Go on then. Talk. Tell me. When did you decide to do it? Become Cays? Round up people to go on some ridiculous dream-driven quest? I needed Cays. No one would have listened to me. No one ever listened to me.
Hey.
We did. And who would have listened to you? Silence. Captain Cays, though. Cays is a legend. People paid attention to Cays. Iris shakes their head.
Huh.
Look at you, so far away from that little island full of little people. Look at this tech, this amazing tech. They wouldn't have even let you dream of this. I loved them. and I would burn all of this to the ground to have them back. Maja looks at Iris, once nervous, shy, a misfit, now strong, grown, and heartbroken.
Ugh.
Leave me alone. Iris can't believe they ever looked up to Maja. Oh. What is there to do now? Talk to Molpe, I guess. Ade begins to stir in Molpe's arms as Maja approaches. Molpe bounces the child gently and sighs a heavy sigh. Maja takes a deep breath. Ade was always on my mind, you know. Maja, please. Please don't pretend you ever cared about either of us. I don't have to pretend. I had to do what I did. To keep you and Ade. You didn't have to lie. Ade is fussing more than usual, and Molpe is exasperated. Why not trust me? Why not tell me? Why was lying to, manipulating, and abandoning us the best course of action for you? Who are you, Maja? Or do you prefer Cays? Ade suddenly kicks up a leg. Ade, baby, shh, I'm sorry. Maja strokes Ade's feet, soothing them. Molpe speaks to her child. Baby, it's okay. Everything is okay. It wasn't for a long time, but it's okay now. Ade begins to quiet. Molpe speaks to Maja now. No more. I'm sorry. I just wanted you. You wanted people who wouldn't question you. You wanted to wow us with a big reveal. You wanted to prove to everyone you were right. Maja has nothing. We're done. And DeKelpie is gone. We're going to get together, the crew, make a decision about what to do.
Molpe. No.
I'm not giving up on you, Maja. There's hope for a second in Maya's eyes. It wouldn't be responsible. That's what community is about. But us, you and me, we're finished. For the first time, Maja looks small. Molpe turns away from Maja and begins to gesture to the rest of the crew. Over her shoulder, Ade looks at Maja through glistening eyes, gripping their mother's arm. And that's that. The crew must decide how to deal with Maja. Oh boy. Oh, around a campfire. Justice. Maja is standing by the shore, waves washing her feet. The storm has blown itself out. The air is clear, the sun dipped below the horizon. The former crew of DeKelpie are gathered by the fire. Iris looks around. What happens now? Stu laughs a little. What? Nothing, Popple. It's just, well, it's a lot, isn't it? We blew up our ship. We do find ourselves somewhat embarrassed for transport. Not really our first concern. Where did Jayantha go? Slunk away, back on the tub he used to get here. A pause. Where should we go? I think, maybe, I want to go home. You and me both, kitten. Molpe runs a hand across her face. I need to rest. I could certainly do with a period to compile and edit my observations. Stu stretches. Everyone hears her bones click. Neshko raises his head. He's sitting a little aside from the rest. Was it the right thing? Sinking the ship? Molpe shrugs, a little helplessly. I don't know. Don't think we can know. It's not really the important thing right now. Merle nods.
Yes.
The fault. The first thing is to start telling people. Warning folk. Molpe offers another exhausted sigh. So many people to bring in, So much to organize and work out. They'll do it, of course, but it will be exhausting. The crackling fire fills the air. Iris voices something which is gnawing at them. Is this our fault too? We couldn't have known. We didn't know. Maja lied to all of us. She lied to a lot of people. Iris looks over at Maja. She's facing away from them, out to sea. She needs to account for that. And I do too. When Iris looks back, their face is ashen. How? With love. With what? Neshko laughs. You don't heal a breach like this by walking away. Neshko, you know that. No, I'm sorry. You're right, of course. She'll try to wriggle out of it. We have to show her she can't. Merle nods.
Yes.
We have a responsibility to her. For her. Molpe looks up, exhaustedly. You don't have to, Molpe. You're not alone. We've got you. Indeed, the rest of us can manage until you're able. And if I can't, that's okay too. That's why there's all of us. A moment. I think we should return to the Grace. They all look at Merle. Their resources will help us. The Guides Network will help us spread information quickly. And they'll help with Maja too. It's decided. Iris opens their mouth for a moment, then closes it again. Iris? It's just... They hesitate. Everything is harder now. Go on. It just all feels a bit of a letdown. Merle smiles gently. I guess averting bad stuff sometimes ends up feeling like the same as before. Not all stories are explosive. This one was. We blew up the ship. Molpe raises an eyebrow. Ahem, well, you know what I mean. Think of Aruna and Esmeralda, for example. Iris nods. Their story was their whole lives. Neshko pokes the fire with a piece of flotsam. The crew think for a moment about the missing life among them. That last line was Iris, not Merle. Whoops. A quiet tear tracks down Iris's face. A few sparks float up into the sky. There's a lot ahead of us. Lots to do.
Yes.
Together, though. A long silence. None of them feel the need to fill it. And then, suddenly, the portable array Iris has carried all this time joins the fire and crackling. They all jump. Hello? Are you receiving? Over. Who's that?
Huh?
Can you reply? Not without plugging into that thing. They point at the transmitter. We've been picking up your signals. Working hard to build up. Talking to you from across the fault. Know what you're trying to do. We want to help. They look at one another, thunderstruck. From beyond the fault? Over and out. They stare at one another. A transmission? People living beyond the fault? Impossible. Right? And following seas. It can't be for nothing. The end. Question mark? Wow. Setting themselves up for a sequel. I like it. Okay, well, this has been Saltsea Chronicles. What a great game. Like, I really expected something this beautiful from, what are they called? I forget all of a sudden. Jaguta Fabric. It felt a lot like, like a natural extension of Mutazione, like that game. I mean, it had the same beautiful paper cutout art, and it was the story of an island after a community after an apocalyptic environmental event that, you know, developed their own like subculture over time. And, you know, this game kind of just felt like, oh, you know, we're gonna we just want to do more of that, create more islands with more different subcultures, and I really loved that aspect of it. I loved the characters. First of all, they all felt really alive and real. Iris was my favorite, of course, because, you know, I love the autism representation, the neurodivergent representation. I also, you know, who was a dark horse for me? Sani. She was really fun. I liked her. But I loved all the characters. You know, it took me a while to realize that Cays was Maja. Once that did get revealed, I feel they kind of buried the lead. Like, okay, everyone would have figured it out by then. I feel like there was a lot of that in this game. Like, it drags a little bit, and I felt like, I mean, I understand it now. Like, Neshka was stalling them because the crew at the beacon needed time, according to Maja. But, you know, so naturally things would take longer than they needed. But, you know, I just feel like there were a lot of reveals that felt like they happened over and over again. Like, when we went back to Yaluka for the second time, there was the revelation that, oh, Cays hadn't kidnapped people, they had been recruited. But, you know, I felt like we knew that already. And there were a lot of moments like that where, like, I don't know, I just felt like the game dragged on a little long, and it was a little longer than it needed to be. It ended up being twice as long as I expected it to be, which is fine. I'm a freak who enjoys shorter games. That's weird of me. To most people, the fact that it's longer than you'd think it would be a positive. And I do enjoy that, you know, most of that time was mostly just spent exploring different islands and different cultures, because that's the real push of the game, you know? Like, I really enjoyed spoils. I usually don't go and do every instance of a mini game, especially a card mini game in a game like this, but I really love that gimmick of every island has house rules. That made it all feel really, you know, unique and really stand out in that way. What else is there to say, really? I feel like I took a lot of breaks. You know, not a lot of people were watching this series, which kind of, I really enjoyed recording it, but, you know, there's a little bit of a motivation lag when, you know, you feel like you're doing all this work and no one's responding. So even though I was really enjoying it, there were a lot of times I took breaks. So the game took a while to actually finish. I'm trying, it's the new year though. I'm gonna try and get more on a schedule. I want to play like a more traditional point and click adventure game next. I have a few candidates, and I'll choose one within the next couple of days. I don't know. We didn't get anything new on the almanac, did we? I know that we need several playthroughs to actually get everything in the almanac. But it's nice to like take a look back at all the things we did. I do love the you know, like the branching in this game and how every playthrough is going to be unique. We focused a lot on Iris and Neshko, I feel, because those were two of my favorites. We didn't spend a lot of time with Merle, but someone else who really enjoyed Merle as a character might spend a lot of time with him and take him to islands every opportunity he gets to. So that would be this would be a cool game to replay on my own time. No cats. We didn't get any cats because we didn't go to Los Gatos. Oh, that's so sad. This would probably be just like the crabs one, where we like see a single crab and then we get all of these. But Los Gatos is in the demo, so I have seen it. And that was a really fun, a really fun place to visit. So, like, I urge you to, if you like this playthrough, pick it up yourself and take some different routes and go see what's going on in Los Gatos, because it was full of cats, very cute. So yeah, this has been Saltsea Chronicles. I really enjoyed it. And you know, in a couple of days, I'll be back with a new uh a new series, some point and click adventure game, I'm sure. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will see you soon with a new series.